Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here on Ravenport. We are going to carry straight on from where we left off in the last episode, so let's get to it. And I'll do one pass along the bottom, and then I will... Actually, I'm wondering if I should do a pass up this side, because that's also an uneven area. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do one pass up this side and pass along the top, and then we can let the hired help carry on with doing this, which means that we can then finally get back down to our field at the bottom, and we can do some baling. We've got a load of small bales that we want to make. We're going to put that onto the small tractor, the little Fiat, and... we'll go and do all the small baling that we can. We will chuck a few small bales around and just see what they're like for picking up in FS19 and stacking, although I suspect it's going to be much the same as 17. You can, with a bit of patience and time, stack your bales up. Although, did we have it in... we didn't have it in 17, did we? The ability to rotate objects in your hand. I can't remember if we had that in 17 or not now. Genuinely can't remember. I'm thinking we didn't, did we? You had to pick them up by a set way. Whereas now we can rotate them round in our... You know, I genuinely can't remember if that was in 17. Tell me in the comments section. Tell me if we had the ability to rotate objects in our hand in 17 or not. I can't remember if that was included in that, if it was like the step up from the last game that we had that. Or if it was this one. Just ignore the little bump there. It was a figment of your imagination. It wasn't actually... It didn't happen. Didn't happen at all. It was a complete, total figment of your imagination. So we're going to run all the way back over to this side. Yeah, was it this game or was it the last one that we had that little update? I can't remember now. We've got the last of the cotton to do with the big bud over on that field. Is there a strip missing in the... There is a strip missing in the middle. Why is he left a strip in the middle of the field? The strip just over there. Or has he? No. Doesn't look like he has, actually. Okay, so why is there a little strange bit over in the middle? Is that to do... It's not that. No fertilizer on the field at all. Which is something that we're going to need to do. I don't know. I genuinely don't know what's going on with that. We'll worry about that another time. Let's bring you up over here. I do need to, although I've disabled the lime requirement, so even though it says that we require lime, because it's now disabled on the map, it's not actually going to affect the yield. So we're fine with the lime requirement bit. Now I've got a long, slow haul all the way upside of field 8 here. And we can do our one piece across the top, and then I can just leave the hired help working on this field. And kind of thinking that we'll take a small break from the big buds. So I will see that one down there. He's working away. He's doing a great job. But I'm kind of thinking that we won't go round the edge of that field just yet, because we're going to have to do that manually. What we'll do is I'll bring that big bud over here and dump it in the big field there, and I'll just leave it working. And then we'll worry about the tidy up on that field and the other one after we've done our small bale hay. Help J has completed their task. That'll be the big bud down in the other field. We've almost completed our task going up here, and... I'm actually thinking that we'll probably want to do 2 passes across the top end of this field, just so that we can make sure that we've definitely got enough room up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift up out here, and then I'm going to run down to the other end, over here. I'll put the hired help going just across the top of the field a minute, and then we can run back once we've set it going just on here. I'm doing it from this end so that I can make sure it would go past the fence here, alright? And then we can run back over to the other one, get that one going, and then come back over here again and carry on with this. You know, I was thinking that if we were to carry on with this series for a much longer period of time on this map, I would buy field 7 as well, and then I would join all of these fields all in together to make one great big field. We would... Get that one there, and then we'll go right round the edge. We would use the landscaping tool all around that road and probably around the road here a bit as well. And we would turn all of that into one massive, great big field. And yes, we would have to go round the outside of it a little bit. Most of the work that we did, we'd have to start on that side and just sort of start working our way across. We've got ploughing requirements switched off, lime requirements and weed requirements all switched off. So we don't need to do any of that. And then the other big areas you would do, so obviously 4 and 5 in as a field, 1, 2 and 3 as a field, and then 12, 13 and 6 in as a big field. That's your big fields, really, isn't it? This is the mega field right here in the middle. You can't make it any bigger than that. That's the biggest one that you're going to get. Right, I need to bring that back this way a little bit. There we go. Put you onto there and go. Right, hired help in across there. Is it going to go? Going to go on past? It is going to do it. I'm hoping. It should go right away past the end of it. Seems to be doing it. I've got complete and total faith that it is going to go and do what we want it to do. Right, so let's get you then. And I'll just do that. Now, we've got very little seed left in this one. So we're going to want to top the seed up. And in order to... I'm going to just set that one folding up a minute. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and I'm going to grab that one. And we're going to go up and grab the seed carrier thing that we've got up there. Because what I can do is I can empty that one out. I'm just going to go straight across the railway here. I know that's a little bit unorthodox, but I'm sure you'll forgive me. We want to get this planting done, right? We want to get this done so that we can move on with the next bit. We've still got fertilizer that we've got to spread. So we've got some time-consuming stuff to do yet. Fertilizer actually shouldn't be too bad. We'll go and grab any old fertilizer spreader, I think, and just set the hired help going, and it should be alright. It should cope with it. Now, the plan that I've got is I bring this one up here, like this, and try not to flip the thing over, which I haven't, which is very good. And then we put this one somewhere where we haven't got a load of traffic and somewhere that it's not going to interfere with planting on the fields, and unload it. We've got a few pallets worth of stuff on here. We've got the fertilizer and we've got a few other bits as well. Get this one unloaded, and then we can start load. Actually, I know exactly where we can go with this. We go across here, up this way, and we go up here. I do it right here. This is where we're going to unload. So I go right there and unload like that. Fantastic. Right, so that one's going to come out of there. I know I've left the truck running. I should have switched that one off. And we can come up here and we can just dump the seed straight into them from these pallets. I love the way that we are able to empty these things out now. It is such an amazing little... It's only a very small feature. It is only a very small thing, but it does really make a big difference to how everything works in the game. There we go. That's what I wanted. Start loading that one back up. There's only 1,000 per pallet, isn't it? So we... actually, we don't have very much space in this thing anyway. Oh, no, I need to get a bit closer. Go back over to here. There we go. Why have you closed? Really? That's too far away? I'm right next to it. Okay, now I'm next to it enough, apparently. But yes, this does seem to be a pretty good way of carrying the stuff around. I must say, I'm quite impressed with how efficient this is. We'll leave that one right there, and we will close. Oops, close that one down. It closes automatically. I forgot about that. And we'll bring you down through here, ignoring the road signs, and then that's there ready to go. I need to go back to the other big bud a minute. I should have gone through them the other way. What? Huh? Why? I do not... I know exactly what it's done. It came up here, and then for whatever strange reason, it reversed all the way up across the field, and then decided that it wasn't going to do anymore. Quite why it did that, I don't really know. This is one of the great mysteries of Farming Simulator hired help, is it does some very, very peculiar things. I suspect it's something to do with the building there. Almost 100% guaranteed it's something to do with the fact that the building is there, but it came out and it did one little bit over there, and then it turned round and went off again. So I don't really get that bit. Why did it do that? It's driving down here all right and going through, and this is the original field. We didn't create any new field to do this. There's a lot of bits of stuff there everywhere, so again, I'm not really sure what happened with that. It's one of those mysteries that I think is only ever going to be answered if we put it going again. It's left a little tiny bit right there, hasn't it? I know that's probably going to bug some of you just as much as it's going to bug me, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to get that. It's only one little tiny bit. It's insignificant, but I have now done it. That is now gone. Okay, that's perfect. It's wonderful. And yes, it would definitely bug me quite a lot if I was to leave that, and I am absolutely certain that it would have bugged a number of you as well. So I have done it just for you. It was not for me at all. It was a purely selfless act. Take that to there and go. Yeah, I'm overlapping the edge a little bit. That's fine. Just in case there's anything weird happens further down and the field has developed some sort of weird extra bit, we'll just leave it like that. So it should continue on without any issues whatsoever. Right, now we can go to this one. And I'm actually going to start this one over here. I'm going to unfold it. I know I said that I would go round the edges of the fields afterwards, but I'm thinking it would probably be in our best interest to at least do some of a round on the field. Just because of where the tracks are. Save us having to do quite so much later on. What I was thinking is I would start over on this corner over here. And manually do one pass along this bottom end and get over to where the railway is starting to, where we've gone up against the railway a little bit, and then just let the manual help carry on from there. And I'm hoping that it will sort of tidy itself up a little bit, and we'll have a little bit less that we've got to do afterwards. We want to go into there like that. Just start this one. Just across there. And then all I got to do is follow this bottom edge. Mainly because I think if I don't do this, by doing this I've got myself a little bit of room to turn on this bottom end of the field where the traffic is. The other end, it should be able to turn alright without any issues. But this end down here, I don't have much faith in it. I reckon it's probably going to cause a few problems with the cars. So if we have at least one layer here, it should be able to carry on and do its own thing. At least that's what I'm hoping. So I'll bring you back over here, and we'll go on round the corner until we've reached, like, the far side of the field. I know it goes up at an angle all the way up there. And then the rest of it, we will tidy that up at the end. I'm thinking it would be a good idea to go and get some fertilizer and start getting that spread on the field right now. We've got the field behind us. We can start spreading on that one. And I won't do it with just the little fertilizer spreader that we've got, although we could probably do it with that one. No, I was actually thinking it would be better if we were to get the one that we've got the lime in at the moment, because that one will take both. We can unload the lime, load it right up with fertilizer, and that should be enough to do absolutely everything that we've got up here without any issues whatsoever. At least that's kind of what I'm hoping. I'm almost there, almost at the right point. The hired help doesn't drive onto the train track, which is a really, really great thing. I love that it doesn't drive onto the train track. I wish it would do the same with roads. I wish we'd actually treat the roads like they were train tracks. So I've set the hired help going there. And in theory, it should go up just until it reaches, yes, right there, until it's reached the train track. and then it will stop. But now, will it actually back up a bit to do the turning round, or is it going to do something really weird? This is... Oh, no, he's turning. Is he going to reverse back the other way a bit, or is he going to do something strange down here? That's going to be the next square. We'll just let it do a little bit of it. It's going to get to there, and it's going to start reversing up. How far is it? No, it's just going to go to there. Alright, fine. We'll let it... It's fine. It's working. That's the main thing. It's doing what it's supposed to do. We don't need it to do anything other than that. So next we... No, actually, you know what? I don't want that one. I'm not going to do it with that one. We've got... Let me go... I'll do it with this one, because this one's already unhitched and it's kind of ready to go. We can go and grab the lime spreader right there, and we'll unload the lime that's in it and load it up with fertilizer, because we've got a fertilizer thing down here. And then I can race up to the top with that one and set it going in the field. So we can bring you out here. And yes, things is getting very messy out here. Wow. Threw it all the way over. I didn't expect it to throw it that far away. Things are getting a little bit messy up here. Yes, I will admit that we shouldn't be having things as untidy as this, but we've kind of got like set things that we want to get done, and I'm aware that many of you would like me... I know some of you are quite happy for me to stay here for another 100 episodes, but there are others of you who would like me to sort of get a little bit of a move on and go and do some of the other stuff that we've got planned as well. So we've got that one filling up. This one is working on the field over here just fine. And we've got you over here. So we're going to... We'll take this one down to the bottom and we'll unhitch this one. We're done with this one. So that one can be unhitched back where it's supposed to go. We can at least try to pretend to be a little bit tidy here in places. So we'll put the rake back where we keep the rake, which is down here. We've got 30,000 worth of fertilizer gone into that beastie up there. So I'll bring you over there and unhitch you like that. And then we'll go over this way and we will get our baler. And then once I've got that one hitched on, I'm going to start the baling just yet. I'm going to get up to the field with the fertilizer spreader and the fertilizer, and we will start spreading that. I'm literally just going to set the hired help going with it. I'm going to stop you there a second. I'm going to set the hired help going with the fertilizer spinner. Now that's good. That's working exactly as it should, although we've used up nearly half the tank on here, so we're going to need to get some more seed over there pretty soon. Yeah, you're working very nicely as well. We got a big triangle there. It's not a massive triangle. We'll have another one up here on this corner, and then after that, I'm not really sure how it's going to work out, but we'll worry about that another time. You're all full there. Oh, no, I don't want to unfold. I want to put the lid down. That's what I want to do. Like that. And I want to run this one up to the field up the top. And this is probably the quickest way to go. It's just a straight line up here. Although it's a little bit of a struggle for this tractor with this load, because it's quite heavy. And this I mean, the tractor's not bad, but it is a little bit... it's pushing the limit of what this tractor can do. Dragging it up through... Well, dragging it up through there at any kind of speed, anyway. We go whizzing on round here. I'm literally just going to get to the top of the field... Get to the field, and I'll set the hired help going. And we'll go round afterwards with the fertilizer running, and we'll tidy up. I want to get straight down to that baler. I want to bale up that entire field with small bales, and then I want to get back and start gathering them all up as well. Been really looking forward to doing that. We've had that small baler for a little while now, and it's about time we actually did some work with it. I'm going to start at the bottom end of this field, down over here, purely because, well, I've got no particular reason. It just seems like it's the best place to start. So start unfolding that one like that. And we're going to go down to this bottom end, and then once we've done all the fertilizer spreading, we'll be going back over this field again with the seed drill in order to be able to finish doing all the planting. But I think we can do it like this to start with. And if I go there, that should, in theory, go all the way along the bottom end. So I'll start you up like that. We've got a nice wide spread on that. I don't need to be this far over. I've gone a little bit excessive with how far over I've gone. However, it's doing all right. We've got plenty of spare seed up there that we can go and use. And what I'll probably do is I'll probably load some of that back into the lorry. And we'll take that away. And you're going to come up to that far. So yeah, once around this field, I should think, once it's all done, and it should be absolutely fine for finishing this one off. So you're going to go there. Are you going to reverse up? Go the other way? Or are you not? This is the big question. Is how are you going to do this? Because one pass is probably not going to be enough. But then maybe I should have set it... No, I don't want to set it going the other way, because I think it's a little bit too wide for it to be able to figure out where it's got to go. And it's doing that exact same thing again, where it's leaving a tiny little stripe on the steepest of the ground. But that just seems to be a gameplay thing. And there doesn't seem to be a lot that we can do about it. But anyway, it's working. It's doing what it's supposed to do. You're working, doing what you're supposed to do. You over here to the next... I want to check on the next big bud a second. 46%. Yeah, that's going fine. Let's go back to you. Baling time. This is what we've been waiting... Well, this is what I've been waiting for. I don't know about the rest of you. This is the bit that I've been quite excited about. So we will get you onto there. And let's just have a look at this baler. We've got turn on, lower... Doesn't seem to be anything extra with it. Let's go round and have a look at the baler a minute. If we've got anything that opens. Oh, let's enter vehicle. So, there doesn't appear to be anything that opens up with it or anything like that. We do have the unfold, which you unfold there, and that wouldn't be done on... That's not a hydraulic control, I wouldn't have said. That would be done on that piece of string. You can see right there, there's a cable there that runs into... Oh, no, that's the brake light. I got that wrong. Oh, maybe it is done on that. A lot of old balers used to have just like a little clip on here that was on a spring, and then a piece of rope that went up and you tied it into the back of the tractor. And then you just pull that one, and then you push the tractor around sideways, and you sort of manually push those things open. But yeah, we don't need to worry about that. So all we got is lower and then start baling. So we'll do that. And I'm going to go this way so that we put the bales into the field a little bit. Lowered it down. Here we go. Is this going to work, or is it going to completely crash the game? Appears to be working. Oh, no. The pickup's too narrow. Okay, I'm already a little bit disappointed that the pickup is as narrow as it is. I would like it to be a bit wider than that. Although, it didn't miss anything on the inside. It's only missing stuff on the outside. So if I just tuck it over a little bit more, it might... Oh, it's left a little bit behind. So how many litres? We got 500 and something litres. I'm just going to start going round the field now with our wee baler. And we'll sort of get an idea of it. We just want the outside edge of everything to be picked up. I mean, I suspect that part of it is that the absolutely massive, great big windrows that we've got around the edge of the field. Once we start doing the straight work up and down, it'll gather up most of that hay, I would have thought, and we won't have too much trouble with it. Ideally, what I would do is... Well, ideally what you'd want for a small baler, to be honest, we've got too big a rake for a small baler anyway. In real life, you wouldn't want to use a rake that size, certainly not here in the UK. A rake that size doing windrows for a small baler, you're going to have a windrow that's so big you will be breaking shear bolts continuously almost every other bale as you try to get round the field. It's just not going to work very well. But there's our little baler, and it's doing great. This is a beautiful combination. This is actually a really good combination. I like this. The little Fiat 1300 chugging away with this small baler on the back. That's a classic combination, that is. And The pickup reel for the baler, I know I'm driving terribly because I'm going backwards, but the pickup reel for the baler does seem to have a nice wide pickup underneath the baler. It's only on the outside edge, so that's strongly in its favour, actually. It's wider than I thought, which means that we are able to collect the grass without any issues. But yes, this would be too big a windrow in real life. You wouldn't be able to do it. At least not the older balers that I've ever used. What you would in fact want to do is you'd want to have either just one of the rotors on the ground while you were working, or better still, if you can, I'll bring that one, we'll leave that like he was. We'll go back over, we'll get that little bit that was stuck out another time. Ideally, what you would try and do is you would, you'd have a smaller rake. If you could get a smaller rake, just something really small, like a hay bob or something like that. In-game, you'd be better off using the smallest rake that we've got. And you know the one that I mean. I'm just going to show you. I'm going to go to it a minute. Because you'd use it slightly differently as well. We want to go over there. We want to go to there. That one there. And you wouldn't go up and down the field. That's only 4.6 meters. It's still a little bit wide, but it's probably going to be all right. You wouldn't go up and down the field putting both sides into one windrow. You would keep going around the same direction so that you've got just one width per windrow. And that would, in real life, be about kind of what you'd want for this baler. Maybe slightly less than that in some situations. It does depend on how thick the grass crop would be and stuff like that. But honestly, this is looking absolutely fantastic. Look at these bales that we've got. We're going to have a look at them in a minute. Let's finish doing our once round. We'll do twice round the field. Once we've done twice round the field, we then need to go and pick the bales up so that we've got a little bit more room in the field for, like, at the ends of the rows for going and gathering up the rest. Plus, we've also got the next windrow going up through, especially on this side. It's a little tiny bit messy, so we're going to need to do a little bit of extra work here. So bring that one there like that, and see, we've got some little bits that are left behind. It's not a brilliant situation to be in, but we'll be able to gather those up once we start on the land work. So we will gather up the bales. I'm going to bring that round like that, and then I'm going to start going up here. Now, to start with, we shouldn't have too much trouble with this, but those great big lumps up there, those we are going to have trouble with, and we're going to be leaving bits of it behind. We know that. We've kind of already accepted that. Now, somebody did ask me if I'd be able to do kind of like a trial with a bale cannon type approach, and in order to do that, I just need to go into the XML file, and we would want to change this around so that we've got 1 litre bales. If we had 1 litre bales on here, how would it work out? What would it be like with 1 litre bales working on this map? Well, not necessarily on the with this baler. Working with this baler, what are 1 litre bales going to be like with this thing? I think it could be quite interesting. It does depend on how the mechanics for FS19 sort of deal with it. We know in 17 it kind of just launched them out the top of the baler eventually. Like the game couldn't cope with it. Whereas in FS15 it did it differently. It launched them out. It didn't push them out the top. It launched them out the back, and it turned the baler into some sort of bale-propelled rocket. And it pushed it across the field. It was absolutely fantastic fun in FS15. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen in Farming Simulator. I did that right at it was the very last series that I did. I think it was the Higher Hills series. Last episode in the Higher Hills series in FS15. And we had this baler that was propelling us all around the field. Several years ago now, admittedly. Well, there we go, folks. I'm afraid that's it. We've run out of time, which means that we need to head on home. So if you've enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.